Got to talk about doubles. You heard me. You heard me. We got to talk about doubles. Come on, man. Come on, man. This team was down by 12 points in the third quarter against the Sacramento Kings, Bulls West. And they came back and fought. Josh Giddey, near triple double, 20 points, 12 rebounds. 12 assists, 8 rebounds. Nikola Vucevic, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists. My boy Matas Buzelis, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 11 of 18 from the field, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, 2 steals, 1 block, a plus 18 on the floor. Guess what? Guess what? Matas this season already has 2 20 balls on the year. He has bounced back from that game against the I believe it was the Orlando Magic, right? Yep. Against the Orlando Magic where he fouled out in 12 minutes. He's bounced back and had 2 really solid, really strong performances on the offensive end. He's guarding well. This team is 4-0 and sitting at the top of the Eastern Conference right now. They are one of only 2 teams in the Eastern Conference that are undefeated still. Them and the Philadelphia 76ers. They are one of only 4 teams that are still undefeated if you add in the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs. I found out that this right now is the 5th time in Bulls history. Yep, you heard it right. This is the first time in Chicago Bulls history that they have started the season out 4-0. Only the 5th time in Chicago Bulls history. Mind you, this team, and I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because it's not going to do anything but get people mad. This team won 6 championships with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. This team won 6 championships, yet 5 times in Bulls history, this team had the youngest MVP in NBA history. My favorite player of all time, Derrick Rose, for 3 seasons. Peak of his power version of Derrick Rose for 3 seasons. This Chicago Bulls team has only been 4-0 4 other times before this year. Did I mention that they still have not had Kobe White on the floor just yet this season? I said it last time we talked about the Chicago Bulls. I'm going to say it again. Shout out to Bulls. I'm sorry, earphone users. Headphone users, earphone users, I apologize. But I don't think y'all understand. The Chicago Bulls, peep these stats real quick. The Chicago Bulls are top 5 in assists per game, top 5 in points allowed per game. They are top 10 in rebounding. They are top 5 in 3-point percentage allowed. This team is a top 5 defense and one of the best ball moving squads in the NBA. Did I mention the fact that this Chicago Bulls team is top 10 in pace? This Chicago Bulls team is top 10 in field goal percentage. This Chicago Bulls team is top 10 in rebounds per game. This Chicago Bulls team right now is the 4th best defense according to defensive rating this season. Are you serious? And in terms of offensive rating for y'all who want to point it out, they're 11th, just outside the top 10. So they're a borderline top 10 offense and a top 5 defense in the NBA right now. Playing at a top 10 pace, and they're doing it without Kobe White, who would actually add to their pace. Kobe White would actually add to their pace of play. Kobe White would actually add to their 3-point shooting acumen. Look, man, I said it before the season started. I said I don't have crazy high expectations for the Chicago Bulls team this year. I just want to see who our mainstays are, and I want to see Matas Buzelis take a step forward in year two. Matas is hooping. And as far as the mainstays right now, Josh Giddey, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate what you're doing. I mess with Josh Giddey right now. Isaac Okoro, TBD, but he's been productive. I like him. Ayo Dosunmu, he's a must to me. Matas Buzelis, he's a must to me. Kobe White, I don't care if he's injured. He's a must to me. He's a must to me. Jalen Smith off the bench has been very productive. Let me read the Jalen Smith stats out for y'all. I know it's not going to sound like nothing crazy. It's not going to be this crazy productivity. 7 points per game, 4 rebounds. I know he's shooting 40% from the field. True shooting is 45%, but he's just been effective as a rim defender. I know the stats don't jump off the page. I know they don't. That's not important. He's been present defensively. I think Jalen Smith has been solid defensively this year. Nikola Vucevic, I don't think he's a mainstay long term, but boy, is he playing his trade value up. Because whether he gets moved or he walks in this offseason, he's played himself into somebody giving him an extension. Somebody's going to give him at least a 2 to 3 year deal this upcoming summer. I don't know if it's the Bulls. I don't know if it's somebody else. But somebody is going to throw some money at Nikola Vucevic if he's going to continue to do this. This was an off night for him as far as this season is concerned. He had a double-double and nearly had a triple-double with 7 assists. And for context, he was a plus 16 on the floor in this game. He was a plus 16 on the floor in this game. Mind you, he also didn't have a single turnover. For overall context, insane work. This man has a above 20% usage, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, it's near 20%, excuse me, at 19.4. And he had 0 turnovers in this win over the Sacramento Kings. The Chicago Bulls, man, they are rolling. Now, I got to get all of my Chicago Bulls glazing out now because with the next 2 games, we play a back-to-back against the New York Knicks. 2 games, 2 days separated. We played New York Knicks on Friday. We played New York Knicks again on Sunday. So, the likelihood, the goal for the Chicago Bulls in this situation, obviously, is to win both. But the goal is to split this. You play the Bull. I think you play the Knicks at home first. Yes. Play the Knicks home at first on Halloween. And then you go to Madison Square Garden on Sunday. If the Bulls can split this little mini in-game season series they got going with the New York Knicks, this back-to-back they got going, progress, man. 5-1, 6-0 coming out of the week. That's the goal. I don't know what the heck I want for this team anymore. I'm going to be so honest for you. I want a high draft pick. I really do. This is a great draft class for it. Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, Nate Ahmed. You know what I mean? It's a really solid class. But I just like what we're doing philosophically as a basketball team right now in terms of what this team is doing offensively, what this team is doing defensively. And Billy Donovan got these boys playing hard. He got them playing hard every night. And that, at the end of the day, I think all Chicago Bulls fans can say the same thing. That's all we've ever wanted. This team has always been just good enough to make you question them. This is the first time we've seen the Chicago Bulls look like a team, look like a competent basketball team that just like you feel like they kind of have an understanding of what their identity is. For the last 2 or 3 years, it's been all about just trying to figure out who the guys are. And it's made it so difficult to figure out what the ideal play style is for this team or what players are the ones that you can lean on in crunch time. It's been too difficult to figure that out because there's been so many interchanging pieces and so many questions around what the goals for this Chicago Bulls team should be. And I think there's still big questions about that. I think this 4-0 start can upset the apple cart so much because it can put them in a position where again they can believe they're so much better than they may actually be. I said that I thought this Chicago Bulls team had a chance to finish as a top 8 team in the Eastern Conference this year. Not that I wanted it, but they have the talent, especially with the fact that, the bottom of the Eastern Conference is definitely a question mark. Right now, they're at the top. Long way to go, man. Long way to go. And like I said, I have to enjoy this while I can because I know that this first loss is coming sometime soon. Because this just, I mean, first of all, that's just the nature of the NBA. But again, their next scheduled stretch, just to put it into perspective, they play the Knicks on Friday, the Knicks again on Sunday, and then the 76ers, so that's going to be a battle between two teams that are currently undefeated, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Both of those games are back-to-backs, and they're both on the road. Then you play the San Antonio Spurs. Your next 5 to 6 games are no slouch by any means. So getting off to this 4-0 start gives a little bit of breathing room because these next 6 games they're going to be a lie. And that doesn't even mention the fact that the Pistons are after that. Utah is a little bit of an interesting ploy, but then you got and on that you got a 4-game road trip of Pistons, Jazz, Nuggets, Blazers. Like they've got a lot. Like what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 road games in their next 10 games, and a lot of them are against high level competition. High level competition. So shout out to the Bulls for starting 4-0 again, first time in a long time, fifth time in franchise history. Like I said, I gotta enjoy it while it's here because this next 10-game stretch is gonna really test this Chicago Bulls team. And I'm not saying that they're gonna fall off a cliff, but because they've played some good basketball teams, but this 10-game stretch right here is gonna be a real test for this team. I know they can't be undefeated forever. This 4-0 start is a good feather in their cap to kick off the season. Last but not least,